truth for Brexit. That's what the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, has said at an EU leaders summit in Salzburg. Now, the talks, according to Donald Tusk, are hard going and they've yet to find a breakthrough, says the French President.
We have very clear principles regarding the integrity of the single market and regarding precisely the Irish border. It was precise in March and it was endorsed by the 27 members. So we have to find collectively, and we need a UK proposal precisely preserving this backstop in the framework of a withdrawal agreement.
Alexandra Horwood is a Paris member of the French National Assembly, joins me now. And Alexandra doesn't think France will save the UK from a no-deal Brexit, but it is about Northern Ireland. Pretty much everybody who looks at this realises it's an impossible situation unless one side gives ground. And in the case of the EU, that would mean allowing some chink in the armour of the single market.
Well, it's an impossible situation until the UK comes up with an alternative proposal. What has happened here is, originally it was perceived as an inconceivable or an impossible situation. The EU has formulated a backstop proposal, and now what we're expecting is a functioning proposal from the UK that we can discuss to move forward towards an agreement.
You realise, of course, as a politician, the impossibility of the current situation. The British Prime Minister can't go with the EU's version because that would mean a border down the Irish Sea and she would lose her majority from the DUP. Is Emmanuel Macron prepared to push Theresa May over the edge?
It is not a question of pushing Theresa May over the edge. It's a question of the single market and the integrity of the single market. We consider that the single market is core, absolutely central to our prosperity, and that jeopardizing that single market is unacceptable, quite simply put, completely unacceptable. And we're looking for the British government to give us a proposal that we can work on, which respects both positions, but which respects that precondition, which is no cherry picking, no undermining of the single market.
You know, with respect, you know that's impossible. And also, you know that that's exactly what's going to have to happen in the final minute of the fudge. Because Michel Barnier has already said there needs to be a unique solution and that he's prepared to go further because of the circumstances of Britain. And as you're aware, the deal's not done, nothing's agreed until everything's agreed. So, with that in mind, who's going to give ground?
Michel Barnier actually has outlined a functioning work for the backstop to work and has outlined to EU leaders how it could work in practice. And as far as I understand, it was a satisfying presentation. What we're really expecting is for the British government to come up with a proposal of its own. And let's be very frank here and let's be very candid. You cannot expect the EU 27 and the 27 member states to undermine their own future prosperity to find a deal.
Why not? I mean, why not? If everybody makes such a fuss about Northern Ireland and the necessity of honouring the Good Friday Accord and ensuring the stability there, so if it's so important to everybody, why not meet in the middle? What is wrong with the EU saying we're going to give some ground?
What's wrong is that the single market is an ecosystem which is based on full freedom and 3 rules: contribution to EU budget, respect to the European Court of Justice, and you cannot undermine those rules. If not, every member state, every particular part of the EU will start asking for exemptions. So it's very clear. It works as a judicial system in its entirety. If you start chipping away at it, it will undermine the whole system, which is a system that we've built over 70 years, the EU 28 over time, and that we're fully committed to, at least the EU 27. And you can see that very, very clearly, Richard. You can see that through the absolute steadfast unity of the 27 member states.
Alexandra, thank you. Make me a promise. Make me a promise, sir, live on air, that you'll come back and talk more about this as the proceedings move forward and as we get ever closer to March of next year.
If you invite me, Richard, I'll be here.
Can't say fairer than that. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. As we continue on